In 2001, the Wayans brothers decided to make a sequel to their movie Scary Movie, and this is sadly the last time they appear in the franchise. But don't worry, they are back, baby! Well, at least I know Marlon is back. Did they get Sean as well? I know they got Brenda, Anna Faris, like they got a lot of the original crew back, which is awesome. But I haven't heard anything about Shawn Wayans, so definitely comment down below if he's in there, because like I want them all to be back there. I know that Marlon was recently like in an interview where he revealed a ton of the movies that they plan on making fun of, and I am so pumped. He mentioned movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, which we all expect Scream. Not a huge fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer, but if we go further down, he talks about Heretic, Longlegs, Get Out, Nope, and I think those are all awesome choices. I mean, that's a banger list right there. And then obviously at the end he talks about Sinners, which I still haven't seen. I know, I get everyone hates me, but enough of that. We're here to talk about Scary Movie 2, which just might be as good if not better than the first one. I mean, goddamn, that's rarely the case. And I'm aware that the general consensus is that most people think these movies fell off when the Wayans brothers left the projects. I can't go all the way with you on that one. I love some of the other ones, but we'll get to those. But this movie is also a classic. I mean, there's so many quotable moments. There's so many iconic moments. So let's just jump straight into it. I mean, this has a great intro where it makes a reference to The Exorcist, literally one of my favorite movies of all time. And once again, it's just a 10 out of 10. Just like the first one, I might give the first one the slight edge just because like Scream and that whole opening was so iconic and they did it so well with Carmen Electra. But this one is right there too, man. It is so funny. It starts off with like the father playing the piano and everyone's around there singing and everything, and it's like pretty much a old white people party.
Yo, you see the woman in the back? She was doing all this.
And then the next song they play is like a rap song, and you see, dude, when I say I laughed so hard at this moment, I was dying. Okay, like literally I saw these back in college, like literally for the first time. The only scary movie that I saw growing up would have to be the fourth one with Charlie Sheen, but I am telling you, the first time I saw 1, 2, and 3 was in college as a young adult. I mean, I appreciate those movies so much, I think because of the timing of that. I mean, I like Scary Movie 4, but I was never like, oh my god, raving about it. Dude, these movies are some of my favorite movies, like to live to watch. And actually in my review initially that I did in college, I talk about this scene where the guy, the old white man's in the back is like, this is the real shit. It's so stupid. Oh my god, it's just this is the real shit. And then it gets better because they start rapping like shake your ass, show me what you're working with, and then they drop the N-bomb. Like literally, I was like, oh my, that's why I think it was so great that I watched it as a young adult in college, because like this whole cancel culture and like shit is so like everyone's walking on eggshells. When I saw that scene, I was like, oh shit. And it is so they can't make movies like that, but they gotta bring it back. I mean, they did the Naked Gun, they said the R word in there, but bro, dude, it's just a bunch of white people saying the N word. See, it's 10 out of 10. It is 10 out of 10. And we see the father pull up in a taxi cab, so well replicating like the classic shot from The Exorcist. And it just makes it better because he's a father who's supposed to be like a righteous man, and he just books it. He just doesn't pay the fare. The guy's like, hey man, you gotta pay the fare. The father, bro. And he comes in and they pretty much do the whole like epic scene from The Exorcist where they're exorcising the girl, you know, and the guy's trying to like read the Bible and he's like, father, that's not part of the ritual. And he's just like humping the crap out of the, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's, oh my god, dude, like these moments are just so funny and it works so well, especially because we all know allegedly priests touch boys and they do weird things. So yeah, it's just hilarious. There are a couple elements that are a little bit gross, and maybe that's why I will give it probably to Scary Movie 1 as a better opening, like the throw up part, the peeing on the floor, the father shitting his pants, you know, because of the enchiladas. Like it's ridiculous. So now we go to like our main characters of the story, and we see Anna Faris and Marlon Wayans' character. And dude, I know a lot of you may think that like Marlon Wayans' character is way super exaggerated, unrealistic. I am telling you, as a pothead myself, he's not that far off. When I was in college, bro, like that scene right now, like in the beginning of the movie, where he's just like, I finally found the value in books. Free paper. Telling you, not that far off. I gotta also shout out Billy binges because I was watching his reaction to this video and he noticed things that I never caught. I've seen this movie like 5 times now, like easily, but he caught like these posters and like what it says in the background, like this poster, like weird stuff happening. I've obviously caught the most famous one, which is in the statue where it's like, once you go black, you never go back. But definitely the best part of this scene is when he's just like teaching her to be cool and he's like left, right, left, and then yeah means shit like that, and she's like doing it at first and it's like he's just dude, his reaction is perfect because he's just like, yeah, no, yeah, something like that, and then she like decks a woman and then she's like he's like, yeah, I mean, and he's like, yeah, you getting the hang of it now. And then we cut to one of the most like iconic memed scenes of the movie right after, but Shawn Wayne's like, tucked in or tucked out? They're like, oh man, tucked out. He's like, that's what I thought, and we get the whole bit where he shows the tattoo. He's like, Ray. Dude, the amount of jokes that just come a million miles an hour your way is just one after the other, just pop, 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 pop. Dude, this movie doesn't stop, bro. Because we then cut to the girls and Brenda's like, I believe in superstitious stuff, like don't split the pole. And then the people behind them split the pole and they just get ran over by the bus, which is not the funny part. The part that I laughed at is when you see the behind it says, how am I driving? Call 1-800-KISS-MY-ASS. It's so simple, but it's so funny. I've also heard people complain about me talking about all the jokes in the movie. If that's one of you, dude, click off this video because that's what I'm here to do. I'm gonna go over every joke that made me even remotely laugh. We then get to meet like the professor and the guy that works for him, and he's showing them all the kids that he recruited for this experiment that they want to run, and the catch is that they're all the survivors from the previous movie. And the way they convince all these kids to go to this like haunted house is they tell them it's part of like a school project and like you'll get an A just by completing and showing up. Now when he tries to pass out the directions, the guy gets butthurt because he really wants to do it, which is just gonna be like a recurring theme in this movie. Just remember that. Now when Anna Faris is driving her car to the haunted house is one of the funniest scenes in the movie for me because I remember laughing extremely hard at this part. She's in her car singing the lyrics to the song and her voice is so bad that the radio stops. It's like, can you shut the up and just let me sing the song? And it's like, I swear to you, I don't know why that scene hits so hard for me, but it's just like, I know sometimes I sing songs in like the shower or some shit and it sounds awful. Like it's so bad to the point like the radio turned into a ghost to tell me to shut the up because it was so annoying. But she finally arrives and she goes to the door, which by the way, hey, this whole thing is a reference to The Haunting, I believe it is, with Liam Neeson, that movie. But she knocks on the doors, dude, and the door whatever that's called, but the knock on the door is these 2 big balls, and every time she knocks on it you could hear the guy in utter pain, like ooh, oh. We meet the parrot who's like extremely aggressive, but we'll get back to him. He's got some good lines towards the end. I am gonna kind of skip this whole part where they introduce the guy with the creepy hand. It's kind of funny, but at the same time it's just like it's just gross and annoying, and the next parts are just way better. Oh my god, dude, this is the best. This is the funniest scene in the movie. Oh my god, this part is so funny. Where the guy in the wheelchair is like showing the professor all the cameras and how everything is working, and then the caretaker comes and they have the funniest, most epic like roast battle. It is so hilarious. I am sorry, but I'm gonna have to act out this whole thing, dude. I have to. It starts off with him being like, get out of here, handyman, and then he's like, oh, look at those skates, be careful now, you don't want to break a leg. Now these are just the setups, they're not the oomph. But now it starts when he's like, let me give you a hand. And probably my favorite line is when he's like, oh, that's awful kind of you, why don't you give me a standing ovation? He's like, why don't you lift me up? And he's like, I see where you're going with this. Were you in Stomp? And he's like, you can kiss my grits. Like, not good stuff, but then even better. I think, leave in the comments, I think the old guy wins the roast battle. Because the last line is so hard where he's just like, I think I'll be the bigger man and walk away. 10 out of 10 comedy level in a scary movie. Like, this is what you're there for. So we get to the dinner part. The hot girl shows up. They're all giving her their seats. Even the wheelchair guy like rolls it over. And he's like, it's the best seat in the house. And Shawn Wayne's like, second best. I know everybody loves Brenda's character. Everyone loves Shorty. There's like Anna Faris is very loved. But dude, Shawn Wayne's character is underrated. He is so funny throughout like the first 2 movies. And the entire next... Goodness gracious. The entire next sequence is disgusting. There are some funny parts, but for the most part, it's oh god, just this gross mother sticking his hand in everything and just, it's not funny to me. I mean, there is the part where he's like, I know what you want. You probably want a leg, maybe two. I also really, for some reason, love the part where Marlon Wayans Shorty's like, just finds the wine bottle and just starts drinking it. So good. It's not funny, but like, that moment is just hilarious to me. Oh, and this next scene is classic, dude. This part is so I just feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. This part's really funny. This part's really funny. This part's really funny. When they make fun of that like NBA commercial, like doom, 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 do 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 do. It's so stupid. I need to know in the comments, was that like just a straight up NBA commercial? Was that like a commercial for like the dream team for like the Olympics? Like what was that for? Or is it Nike? Anyways, Anna Faris meets up with like the other guy character. I forget their names in this movie, but they find these like blood footprints leading into somewhere, so they go investigate, and we find out like Hugh Kane and Mistress found murdered, so they're like the spirits that are haunting the house. But really, nobody cares about that. The memorable part of the scene is when they're looking at the painting of the other pretty lady, and he's like, oh my gosh, she kind of looks like you, like, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, really, she's pretty. And then he's like, yeah, but like her hair doesn't have as many split ends. He says something about Downs, like, it looks like you have Down syndrome. I was like, wow. And he's like, and your tits are a little bit like pointy and like spread apart too far. She's like, okay, gosh. And my favorite part is when she's like, buddy, grab the chest. Oh, that's his name, buddy, grab the chest. And he's like, oh, thanks. So stupid. So dumb, man. We see the ghost, I don't even know if I can say that word on YouTube, forcefully having romantic action with this woman. That's the best that I could come up with. But the best scene is when Shawn Wayans' character and Brenda get together, and he's like, talk dirty to me, baby. And it kind of starts off okay, where you're just like, all right. She's like, I'm gonna work this, I'm gonna make this mine. And then she's like, I'm gonna piss in your mouth, and I'm gonna fart on your face and shit in these walls, Ray. And you're like, whoa. Brenda is goated. Her facial expressions are probably the best amongst the entire cast. Oh, the next scene is so good. The fight with the cat, bro. Dude, this scene has to be one of the most hardcore fight scenes, dude. The punches in slow-mo, the cinematography, you see the sweat like bouncing off like the face. It's insane. It's like you're watching primetime UFC. I'm telling you, bro, the shots are incredible in this scene. Randomly too, like you're just like, I did not expect this, bro. It might be the best fight scene. And I mean, I've seen Bane versus Batman in The Dark Knight Rises, I've seen the Rocky movies and everything, but man, I'm telling you, the punches in this scene are gnarly. And I just noticed this the last time that I watched the movie. I can't believe I didn't notice it. When the cat knocks Anna Faris out, you see a clip for like a split second of him just being like, oh. It's so funny. Oh, and I forgot to mention the classic line, my pussy's gone crazy. She tells the professor, who doesn't really believe her, and he's kind of acting creepy amongst all of this, and he suggests that he sleeps with like the hot girl. And it's so funny because like the last part of the scene, she does the same thing from the first movie, which I love, where she's like, I'm not crazy, and she runs away like, ah. Oh, and then we just get, dude, this movie's so good. We then get a reference to Poltergeist with Shawn Wayans' character, where like the clown attacks him, but the twist on this one is so good because, you know, we all know African Americans got the bigger D's, right? Like it's just common knowledge. And his dong just stretched like a motherfucker wrap around the clown, and the clown's facial expression where he's like, oh man, I forgot how good this movie is. Like I usually always say the first one's the best. I also love some of the other ones, but I didn't give the respect. I mean, I always thought it was funny, but the rewatching it just might be better than the first. Like, no, it can't be better, but like it's up there, bro. It's good. We cut to the professor getting it on with Anna Faris, who has like a red dress, and this moment caught me off guard so much because it's just like her pretty face, and then she's like, I think she suspects something, and he's like, who? She like approaches his face, and like it goes from light to shadow and back to light, and when it comes back to light, it's Shawn Wayans' face, like, your wife. Dude, I was like, what? It almost is a jump scare, bro. Like, that part's funny in retrospect, but like at the moment, I was like, pretty white woman, black man, And this is a great part. So let me just like break it down. He pushes her off, and then she's like, and I found this red dress, and that's all I remember. What about you, Ray? And he's like, oh, I bought this shit on Friday. I just came down here to get, but dude, it's so, I'm honestly like making this video thinking like, dude, no one's gonna like enjoy my jokes. Like, dude, this shit for me is the funniest shit I can watch. I mean, White Chicks is probably my number one. also by the Wayans brothers. Oh, I gotta do a white chicks. Oh Lord, comment down below if you want to see a white chicks video. Oh, I got hyped up. Oh, and another. Oh my God, bro, I'm just like going through this shit. It's a banger, man. We get the weed monster scene next. Dude, I swear this scene is any pothead's favorite scene in any movie, bro. There's nothing that compares. All right, listen up, because it starts off with Shorty looking at the TV at this like Christmas like ad for like Christmas music. Listen to the titles of these things. Santa Claus is coming on moms. Jingle balls. All I want for, dude, this is my favorite one. All I want for Christmas is the charges dropped. These nuts roasting on an open fire. A sleigh ride in my 64. Straight out of the North Pole. Ante up, bitch, it's Christmas. And many more. So funny, man. And then we get the weed monster, bro. It is so fun. It's kind of pretty cool too as a practical effect. And it wraps up Shorty and smokes it, dude. What is this? His poofy hair, and they just light it up, bro. It's so funny, dude. And it's a pretty cool like, am I wrong? This is a pretty cool damn monster, I gotta say. He's just toking it up, and the way they get him out is because like you get munchies when you smoke, so he came back with like Funyuns and like corn nuts. Dude, watching that scene for the first time, it just, when you don't know it's coming, it's so ridiculously insanely just out of left field that you can do nothing but laugh. And as a pothead, you just appreciate it that much more. They all meet up. They kind of do the same joke about her and the lady that in the picture. So Buddy eavesdrops on the professor and the guy in the wheelchair, who tells the professor that he thinks they're really in danger because this poltergeist is getting out of control. They should leave. And he's like, no. We're not leaving. Here are the keys. Nobody gets out. So he goes back up, tells everyone, and the hot girl's like, just give me a couple minutes with him. She goes down there acting all sexy, trying to like get the keys from him, and he's all like awkwarded out. I remember in the beginning of this video when I told you it's a recurring theme of him like wanting to prove that he can do things himself. She's gonna like she's gonna blow him, and she's like, I'll help you out there. And then he's like, whoa, I don't need your help, lady. I can do it myself. Starts sucking his own dick. It's insane. So she knocks him out, gets the keys, runs back up to them. The creepy professor in the meantime gets seduced by this like ghost who's hot but turns out to be a ghost or a demon. Now she does meet up with them back upstairs, but for some reason they don't get out of the house. I know like all the windows and shit closes, but like, doesn't she have the keys? Like, isn't that the whole point of that scene? What am I missing here, guys? Comment below. What am I missing? Anyways, they run to the laboratory and they get the guns and the ray goggles or whatever. There is a joke in this scene that I swear doesn't make sense, and every person that I watch this movie never catches it the first time. And my friend that watched it with me actually looked it up, and we found an explanation on the internet. I forgot what it was exactly, but the guy in the wheelchair is like, we gotta destroy it. Shawn Wayne's like, how are we gonna destroy something we can't see? And Shorty's like, I got it. We'll shave off our pubic hair and we'll wear the shampoo for 2 weeks. And it's something to do with crabs. It's not a great joke, but the next one is one of the most legendary, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite in the movie. When he's like, we gotta split up, and Brenda's like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. Why is it when some scary shit happens, y'all wanna split up when we should stick together? And I'm like, speak the truth, preach, Brenda, preach. And what makes it even better is that he's like, you're right, you two with me. And they walk out, and then he's just like, ain't that a bitch? We're gonna die. So we see Ray and Brenda like going around the corner, and then you hear like, whoa. And she's like, did you hear that? And he's like, hell yeah. I don't know why. That moment to me is awesome. And then we get this whole sequence with Anna Faris and Buddy, which is like a reference to Hollow Man, which is a great movie with, what's his name? Kevin Bacon. Oh, wait. I messed up the orders of events. He first hugs her and they like split up, and then he's like, I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And they like turn around and there's like a paper saying kill her on the back. Cause she goes into where like Marlon Wayans Shorty is hiding. And she's like, a monster's chasing me. What are we gonna do? And he's like, I got it. And like kicks her out of the room and locks the door. Dude, honestly, that's the move. Oh, bro. And dude, this next part is when Brenda shines, man, because we see Cindy getting like chased by the skeleton, and Brenda's like, oh my god, why is this loud ass white bitch gotta bring that shit over here? But it's just so great because you see her looking and she's like, Brenda! She falls, almost like breaks her ankle, and you see like Brenda like low-key like so happy, like, yes, just mutilate her white ass and I'm gonna be okay. And then she like comes around the corner, she's like, we're gonna die. It's like, it would have been just you if you would just shut the up! Oh, Brenda's goated. Brenda's goated. And she's like, that's just a skeleton. Just like breaks it apart. There's another great scene where Shorty like meets up with the actual ghost or demon, and it's like she has a sexy body, but her face is up, so they put a bag over her, and he's like just screwing her. It's like, no, keep the bag on, keep the bag on. But this is when we actually get to the part of the Hollow Man reference, and essentially it's just Anna Faris and Buddy that are locked into this like freezer essentially, and like Buddy's kind of getting cold and dying, and this scene is just so typical. But he's like, I'm so cold, I can't feel anything. And she's like rubbing his legs. Do you feel that? And he's like, no, rub a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. And then she ends up like essentially giving him a hand job, and he's just like, it's a matter of life and death. He busts, and you see like just buckets of whites just splattered on Cindy in the window as they're playing the Titanic music, bro. Oh my god, this movie's too good. The next part I'm not such a fan of, where like the guy in the wheelchair is having the showdown with the other demon who's also in a wheelchair. There are two redeeming qualities. I do like the part where he's hanging for his life, and the guy comes with his shitty hand. Hold my hand, I'll save you. And he's just like, nah, get that shit away, and just like rather dies and just falls to his death. Like, nah, I'll just go. And it also has, I think, the best like company plug ever in a movie. Most of the times in movies it's annoying as shit. Smile 2 would be a great example of that with the Voss water, right? But in this movie they did it so well with the Firestone. Oh, it's just great. Anyway, Cindy finds a way to get out of that freezer, and she goes upstairs where she sees the caretaker has been messing around with Shorty, meaning he drugged him, and takes off like the top half of his head. And it's such a weird scene because you see this weird guy. Is this guy famous? I've seen him before for sure, but like, whoa, who is he? He's like, this is your brain on drugs. Anyways, the caretaker is running away, and the three girls meet up, and they're like, we gotta catch him. And it turns into Charlie's Angels. I love Charlie's. This movie's so good. But the Charlie's Angels with Cameron Diaz, obviously because she was my crush growing up, but like I love that movie. But they do like a whole little homage to it, and like there's some pretty funny fight sequences here, like when she's doing like the Matrix, or maybe it's not a Matrix, but like when she's like kicking in the air, like he's just like just waiting, like, this is an inconvenience. Is so funny. I gotta admit, the fight scene was a little bit drawn out, and then like it goes to like the epic showdown where they have this setup where they're gonna catch the ghost, and that part also doesn't really land for me for some reason. I do think the ending of the first movie is way better. I don't know, I just don't care about the ghosts in this movie. There is a funny part where Shawn Wayans is with like the guy in the wheelchair on his back, and he's like, you gotta go, and he's like running it. Someone is like, why is he running so slow? And he's like, oh, my bad. And you can like clearly tell it's like, I think they just sped up. Like he's not actually running faster, they just sped up the film. Anyways, they lure the ghost into this like platform, and I guess that defeats the poltergeist. Then we get a couple jokes at the end of the movie where they're back like into their regular lives in college. Do you remember this scene in the movie where the bird is like he just shat the walls like insanely hard? It's crazy. But Anna Faris meets up with Buddy again. It kind of seems like they're together. They go to like a hot dog stand, and the guy with the weird hand is there, and then she's like immediately like, Buddy, get him, he's just gone. And do the same thing as like the first movie where she's like, no, and then the car just runs him over, and it's Shorty getting head with the girl in the bag on his head. It's like the oh my god. And it's the same joke from the opening of the first movie. If you recall in the opening, Carmen Electra's like, help, and her own parents run her over, and it's because the dad's getting head from the mom, and she's like, did you hear anything? He's like, no. And they do the same thing in this movie. And the outro song is so good. It just gives you such good vibes, and you just feel so good. This movie's a 10 out of 10. It deserves an Oscar, bro. I don't give a what anybody says. These movies are Oscar worthy. So good. That's Scary Movie 2 for you. Just as good, if not better than the first one. I mean, this movie slaps. The jokes are amazing. Just rewatching it, like there's so many good moments, and I gotta shut the up or I'll just ramble for the rest of this night. I hope you guys have a good night. Let's do Scary Movie 3, 4, 5. We're going all the way, and then maybe we do White Chicks. Subscribe.